Studying economics. What is economics? Economics is the study of how people and nations make choices about using scarce or limited resources to fill their needs and wants. It is also the study of how things are made, bought, sold, and used. Scarcity and choice. Scarcity is a key point in economics. It means that there are not enough resources to make all the goods and services people want. As a result, people and nations must make choices about what is most important to them. For example, when you buy a song online, you're making a choice. You're choosing to spend your money to buy a song. You could have saved the money or used the money to buy something else, but your decision to buy the song means you cannot save the money or buy something else with it. This is called the opportunity cost, because one choice costs you the opportunity to make another choice. Opportunity cost can apply to other things beside buying goods. Suppose you like to babysit to earn extra money. You might decide to take a babysitting course to improve your skills. Your opportunity costs would be the time, effort, and money you put into taking the course. While you are taking the course, you cannot babysit or do other things with that time. If the course costs money, then you may be giving up some of the money you earned babysitting to pay for the course. However, by taking the course, you will probably become a better babysitter and might be able to earn more money than you could before taking the course. Factors of production. Goods are things that people buy, such as cars and clothing. Services are things that people do for each other, such as cut hair or teach school. Economists call the resources needed to produce goods and services the factors of production. These factors include land, labor, and capital. Land refers to the natural resources people use to make products, such as farmland and forests. A nation's workforce is called labor. These human resources include anyone who works to produce goods and services. Capital refers to human-made goods that are used to make other goods and services. Machines, buildings, and tools are types of capital. Money is also considered capital. Some people also include entrepreneurs as a factor of production. Entrepreneurs are people who risk starting a business because they hope to make money. They organize and manage the business. The desire to make money or a profit is called the profit motive. This is what drives people to take the risk of starting a business. Market economy. Economic systems are the ways in which people make and trade goods and services. Every country has its own economic system. Three types of economic systems are traditional, command, and market. A traditional economy is based on tradition, customs, and beliefs. An example might be the economy of a small group of people who live in an isolated region, such as Native Americans who live in the northern Canada. Traditional economies are often based on farming, hunting, and fishing. In a command economy, the government controls most of the economic activity. The government tells people what to make and what resources to use. And it also controls the sale of the country's goods and services. The United States has a market economy. In a market economy, buyers and sellers are free to buy, sell, or make whatever they want. Government has a limited role in these decisions. This freedom leads to competition. Producers compete against each other to sell goods and services at prices that will win customers. As a result, prices are kept down and quality is high. In a mixed economy, the government has some control over what and how much is made. Individuals make the rest of the economic choices. In a market system, the forces of supply and demand help set prices. Supply is the amount of a good or service available at a certain price. Demand is how much consumers will buy at a certain price. In general, people will make more goods to sell when the price is high. However, buyers want to buy less when the price is high, and vice versa. In a free market system, these forces balance each other over time. The seller and buyer eventually agree on a price and amount that satisfies both. National economy. The American economy is also called a free enterprise system. This means individuals are free to control and own the means of production. Business owners can choose what goods or services to produce and what resources to use to produce those goods and services. In the United States, the government regulates some parts of the free enterprise system. Laws protect consumers from unfair or unsafe business practices. Regulations also prevent businesses from taking over all their competitors and becoming monopolies. A monopoly is a market where there is only one provider of a good or service. Consumers in a free enterprise system can choose what to buy and what not to buy. Consumers control what producers make by their choices. If consumers buy a lot of one product or service, producers will offer more of it. If consumers do not buy as much, producers will make less. The money that businesses receive from selling goods and services pays the cost for creating the goods and services. Anything left over is called profit. The desire to make a profit is called the profit motive because it motivates people to make things that others want to buy. Anything that is owned by individuals or groups rather than the government is called private property. The right to own private property is guaranteed by the United States Constitution. As an individual, you are free to buy whatever you can afford. You also control how, when, and by whom your property is used. International economy. Because no country can produce everything it needs, trade is important. International trade is the exchange of goods and services across national borders. Every country imports or buys goods and services from other countries. Every country also exports or sells goods and services to other countries. Trade is based on voluntary exchange, which means neither the buyer nor the seller is forced to trade. Trade also allows specialization. This means that nations can use their resources to focus on those things they can produce well. These countries can then trade these items to other countries for goods and services they want to purchase. Today, most countries use currency or money for trade. Usually, each country has its own currency. One exception is in Europe, where many of the countries use the euro as their currency. To do international business, people must know the exchange rate. The exchange rate is how much one country's currency is worth compared to another country's currency. Just like individual businesses in the United States, countries also compete for customers. Sometimes countries try to protect their businesses from competition by setting up trade barriers. In recent years, however, many countries have agreed to work toward free trade. This means they want to reduce or eliminate trade barriers.